Hi everyone, my name is Huub Hildenbrand. Thanks for tuning into my channel, Huub Hildenbrand Guitar Academia. Today we have the second lesson of the church modes. So let's get right into the endless ocean of music. Welcome to lesson 2 of the church modes. I hope you had a lot of fun singing all these modes, these scales, what we did in the lesson 1. So we will go on with some theory about the whole thing to really learn what these church modes are all about. And for this lesson also you have a PDF file you should download. You just follow the link down in the description below. So I hope you have this link, this PDF downloaded, printed out and have it in front of you to proceed here. Okay, so what did we actually do in the first lesson? We just took the C major scale. So we all the time we stayed, for the whole exercise we stayed with these 7 notes. So we had no alterations like F sharp, A flat or whatever. But we produced quite different atmospheres, you can say, quite different feelings, quite different colors. Like all these names, Dorian, Lydian, Aeolian, and so on, they all stand for a certain mood, or mood is a good word actually, mood or character. And why are these characters different? That's the question. Why are these characters different if we all the time just use the C major scale, you can say? Well, it's like that. By changing to different notes in the C major scale and take them as a starting point or as a root or as a reference, as a drone, as we did in the last lesson, we actually change all the intervals in relationship to this root. So for example, if we start with Ionian, we play C, we play C, D, E. So we play a whole step, C to D, and another whole step, D to E. So we have 2 whole steps. But when we go to D and we take this note as a reference, so like D, whole step to E, and then we don't have a whole step, we have a half step. F, and this half step gives us really a minor feel, a more sad feel. And when we go to E, we play the same thing, C major scale, but from E, we already starting with a half step. So we have E, F. So this is a complete different color, complete different mood actually. So what makes the mood change is the whole relationships of the intervals. So Ionian is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, and all the other modes, the other church modes, these other notes, if we start from different notes, taking the notes of the C major scale, if we start from different notes, we always have a different structure of half and whole tone steps, whole steps, half and whole steps. And this gives us these different moods. That's a whole trick, the whole magic, you can say. And when we what we can do actually is to play all these church modes from every note. Every note can be the start. Every note can be the starting point, the root of all these different 7 church modes. So actually, what we do and what you find on this 4th page of the PDF file, you find that we transposed all these different church modes to the root of C. And by doing that, you can really compare the structures. You can really compare the half and whole steps, how they are related to the root. So what I just said, C major scale, I mean C major, Ionian, and D Dorian, and E Phrygian, we can just transpose all them to C. We can have C Ionian, C Dorian, C Phrygian. And when we want to have C Dorian, we just go from C with the same structure as we go from D in the C major scale. So whole step, half step for Dorian. So we go from E, a whole step to D, and a half step to E flat now. And that's a different note now. Now we see, oh, the Ionian had an E, whereas Dorian has an E flat. So we can compare all these modes. We can say, okay, C D E D is the Ionian. Then we can have Dorian C D E flat D C. Or we can have Phrygian C D flat E flat D flat C. So now I think it's getting really clear now, because now you see these differences, and this is actually just transposed to C. So you already did it in the first lesson. You already did all these different you sang all these different structures. And be careful when I say C major or C Ionian is C D E. You need more notes to be really sure that's Ionian. I just said it now for that's related to what we said before, because C D E, like there are actually 3 church modes which start C D E. That's Ionian, that's Lydian, and that's Mixolydian. And also when I say C D E flat, this is Dorian, it can also be Aeolian. And C D flat, E flat is not only Phrygian, it's also the start, the first 3 notes of Locrian. So we need the whole set of 7 notes to be really sure which church mode it is. To be really that the whole mood of all these notes is there. So one thing you also see on this page is that there it's always written like B flat major, A flat major, G major. And of course, if you transpose the church modes, like from the C major scale, C Ionian, D Dorian, E Phrygian, if you transpose them all to C, then you also, of course, transpose the keys, you can say. Because only C Ionian equals C major. If you have C Dorian, you're actually using the notes of B flat major, because Dorian is starting the scale from the 2nd note of the major scale. So you can think like this actually. You can think, okay, what are my notes for C Dorian? Okay, C Dorian. Dorian is the 2nd mode of, whole step down, B flat. Okay, B flat major. Just use your notes from B flat major, but starting from C, or with C as a root. You see? So you have all these different major scales. So C Phrygian, for example, equals A flat major. And just in general, I hope this is clear, but be really sure that Ionian is exactly the same scale as the major scale we use in Western music. If we say play the major, the C major scale or the A flat major scale, it's A flat Ionian or C Ionian. So it's always it's like a synonym, you can say. It's just a different way of thinking, a different historical time they are actually used. But church modes are really used always, actually. You can say they are always used in Western music. And starting from Gregorian chant, even before, you always have these modes. Of course, in Renaissance time or Gregorian chant time, so to speak, they were actually used quite differently. They were not really used as these scales we have today. They are thought a bit differently, like in hexachord system and with their finales, and whether they are going more up in the octave or lower the finales, the root note. It's actually a very, very interesting subject, because this Renaissance and this Gregorian melodies, they're really beautiful because they miss a bit the gravity of the chords, because the chords weren't really invented till this time. But this is not our subject today. But I recommend that you check this out. If you like these melodies, what we did, and also in lesson 1 of the church modes, you should give it a try. Okay, so we talked about that. So now we transposed all these modes to C, and let me see whether there's any. Oh yeah, and also if you have Aeolian equals our minor scale in Western music. So when we say, okay, this tune is in A minor or in G minor, then we can also say, okay, it's based, first place, on the Aeolian scale. So A Aeolian equals A minor, G Aeolian equals the G minor scale. In theory and practical use, especially, it's a bit different. Later on, you will see that you have a bit more minor scales. It's getting a bit confusing. But if you look at the key signature of a minor piece, so if this piece is in A minor, you don't have any flats or sharps, because your basis of this whole thing, of the scale, is the C major scale. The notes are the notes from the C major scale, and there is no sharp, there is no flat. Whereas, for example, in C minor, you have 3 flats. You have a B flat, an E flat, and an A flat as a key signature, because it equals E flat major. See? Okay, so what we do now, actually, we go on to our 5th page, where I composed a melody for all these different church modes, all starting from C. So what you should do, you should learn these melodies. Maybe you should sing them, maybe you should sing them on the note names, and it's a good idea to have this drone. There's also a link down in the description to the 12 drones I told you about in lesson 1 of church modes, and it's very nice to have this C always like droning down in the low register while you sing all these melodies. And these melodies are very, very short, and I try to really give you a kind of an essence. So for this, there are like 2 things are very important for composing these melodies. One thing is, all notes of the mode, all 7 notes, they have to be present in the melody, because if you miss one, this one pitch can also have like variations. So it can be, theoretically, it can be another scale. So really make sure if you maybe analyze these melodies, or you want to write these kind of melodies yourself, what is a great exercise because it's really connected with musicality. So you go really into it, and you hear and you make decisions based on your musical taste. So it's a great thing. So you have to make sure that all of the 7 notes are present, and very, 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 very important that you have always the root of this church mode. So D Dorian, the root would be D. C Dorian, the root would be C, of course. That it's always sounding, when you come back to this note, resolved. So it should end on this note, and you should feel, all right, I'm home. It's like home base, you can say. Okay. I have all these 7 notes, 7 melodies written down, the PDF, page 5, and I will just play them for you now, so that you get an impression, and just listen and enjoy. All right, so C Ionian, first melody. 1, 2, 3, 4. C Dorian. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. C Phrygian. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? C Lydian. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. C Mixolydian. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. C Aeolian. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the last, C Locrian. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, I hope you enjoyed these melodies. So go on with practicing them and singing them on note names with the drone. So I think this will be a lot of fun. So we will go on with these church modes in the next lesson, the 3rd lesson, where we will really structure these scales, and we look a bit more deep into them, like also the theory of them. So that's really the stuff you should know, actually. You should check out lesson 3. So thanks for watching. My name is Huub Hildenbrand, and if you like this whole thing here at Guitar Academia, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There will be a lesson published every week. And also you can go to my website, guitar-academia.com. There you find a link where you can donate and support me, support the work here on Guitar Academia. Thank you.